Let things be exactly as they are. You can't change me, and you can't change God. Let things be exactly as they are, and you and me will live in peace. Well, I don't know what anything is for unless I listen to that still small voice telling me this simple truth, that everything is for my good. So let things be exactly as they are. Can't change me, and you can't change God. No, you can't change God. Let things be exactly as they are, and you and me will live in peace. I'm not this body that you see. I am as God created me. We are all one family, and it's possible to live in peace. So let things be exactly as they are. You can't change me, and you can't change God. Let things be exactly as they are, and you and me will live in peace. Kumbaya. Hello, hello. Libby's joined us. Hi, Libby. Hi, Jan. Hi, Arizona. Hi, Shauna. Wow. Thanks, everybody, for joining me here in the sanctuary. And if you are listening on the radio, come on in. We'd love to see you. And howdy to all of you watching on YouTube later on. I want to thank Shauna for playing, once more, on the record, for playing Freddie Freeman's music. I love Freddie, and we actually have a date for our first live performance locally here. It's going to be November 10th, and so I will record that and certainly show it to you. But yeah, moving along. Things are getting better. Hey, Jacqueline! Yay! So glad you're here. So glad you're here. So, wow. Well, I'm going to start by saying Jacqueline sent me this wonderful video from Gangaji, and it was about grief, and that's kind of, well, it's been up for me for a while now. And it, comes and goes in various ways. I've never experienced all the, anyway, it's just all like, wow. But before we sort of get into that conversation, because that's something I really want to talk about today, I want to tell you, I have running water in my mobile home. that's hilarious. It's so funny. However, I do not have hot water running in my mobile. So there's always something in there. However, as my friends have wisely advised me, well, that's okay. You've got a stove that's where... Jacqueline, that's what they make tea kettles for. That's exactly what everybody's been saying. Well, you can boil water, you know. I'm just so grateful. Like, this journey since Glen's passing in March of trying to get all this together, you know, has been quite a thing. And, boy, living without running water really is... quite an experience. And so you know, it makes me so grateful for the blessings that I have. You know, I'm a person that would be considered wealthy in other areas, in other parts of the country and the world. I actually have running water. That's amazing. And I think this is the first time in my life that I've ever even thought about it. Even thought about not having it. And then the joy, the thrill of going to and turning on my faucet is like, whoa. So, in honor of running water, I'm going to do a sing-along that I think you'll know. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. And I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got peace, love, joy like a river. I've got peace, love, joy like a fountain. I've got peace, love, joy like an ocean in my soul. I've got peace, joy, love like an open fountain. I've got peace, love, joy like a fountain. I've got peace, love, joy like an ocean in my soul. All the water metaphors flowing, joy, peace, love, flowing. Waves, yes, waves of it all. So, on this little roller coaster ride that I call the life of Yolanda, let's just take a moment to be really grateful. I feel like the theme today is was set this morning by Regina when she read um, our core values number 5. And I'm going to read that again and then go into our breathing and contemplating here. So, awakening together, core value number 5. We accept all forms as temporary appearances, permitted through enduring awareness of self. We live this value by honoring all appearances and all experiences while continually reflecting on changeless truth. Right here, right now, in this Awakening Together sanctuary, and later on YouTube if you're watching. At this moment that you are watching and joining with us, we are co-creating together this circle of unconditional love, where everything that we like and everything that we do not like is not only accepted but embraced and honored and brought in for us in this circle to experience. And I think of the time-old question, what is the purpose of life? And I think it is, my feeling, it is to just experience it. So we honor all experiences. All honor to the mystery, whose attributes cannot be described. No end and no beginning. No end and no beginning. Eternal life is ours, as it cycles through many forms, many arisings, and many fallings. Just to say a day,
just to say a day.
Adani Yolanda Juga 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 echo verse.
Juga, 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 echo verse.
Juga echo verse. The knowledge of the universe is right before my very eyes. The knowledge of the universe
lives and breathes and sings and sighs. The love that is life, the sacred mystery is here to guide me home, where my soul is free. Just to say a day,
Just to say a day.
Adanila Nadanat,
Adanila Nadamaha.
Juga 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 Echo Vest.
Juga, 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 echo vest.
Juga Echo Vest. A just to say a day.
Just to say a day.
Adanila Nadanat,
Adanila Nadamaha.
Juga 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 Echo Vest.
Juga, 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 echo vest.
Juga Echo Vest. All honor to the mysteries, whose attributes cannot be described. No end and no beginning. The dimension of the limitless. Love that is life, the sacred mystery is here to guide me home, where my soul is free.
Oh, thank you for the comment, Livy. That's sweet. I thank you. Hi, Connie. I'm so glad you're here. Well, Adeste se Adeste, that is a prayer that I pray an awful lot. You heard both the English and the Gurumukhi, and I just wanted to share a little bit. Yeah, I pretty much, when I sang it in English, I pretty much went it with the exact translation. You are the beginning, all dimensions of limitlessness, and you remain true throughout ages, throughout time. And that brings me comfort. That brings me a lot of comfort to know that. So, today has been a very interesting day for me because one thing I realized was I was using the the fact that I didn't have running water to distract me from actually feeling my feelings. And when uh, when I got the water and I'm all yay, hallelujah, then waves of grief started coming at me this week. Really interesting, really, really interesting. So I must have been, occupying myself with obviously other thoughts and business and blah 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 blah. And when I felt safe enough, I think it is, all of this grief came back to me. Stuff I hadn't really looked at before. And so when Jacqueline suggested this video, which is really cool, actually, let me see if I can find it. I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, here it is. It's called Opening the Heart to Grief by one of my favorite teachers, Gangaji. So some of the things that began to come to me was like how angry I was with God still, so I just felt like this week, like it was a bottomless pit that I was in. I don't know if you've ever felt that way. Like, whoa, just completely engulfed in this bottomless pit that I couldn't, get out of. And so, how am I going to get out of this? How am I going to... No. Gangaji says, embrace it. And really, really go into it. And I've done that a little bit since March, but somehow this week it seemed to be very, very engulfing. And in the midst of all of that, life still happens. I may be, experiencing grief, and life still happens in all of its fullness and joys and disasters and whatever. And look at all the things that have happened this week. Like, I have family in North Carolina. Luckily, none of them were devastated by the hurricane, but look at all of that. That's amazing. That's, grief of all that was lost and all of the folks that were affected by that. And here in Vermont, we had floods this summer, and friends of mine and whole towns were washed away. Woo! That's enormous. Then, over the weekend, another friend of mine of 30 years passed away. It was very sudden, almost like Glen's passing. In the, he caught COVID, and then that complications, and then boom, gone. Wow. And at the same time I heard this news, I was having a picnic with some new friends of mine down in the town village. So there was joy and grief at the same time, like having this wonderful time with friends and then hearing this news at the same time. Wow. So, where do I go? Well, one place I go to is our core value number 5. We accept all forms as temporary appearances permitted through enduring awareness of self. We live this value by honoring all appearances and all experiences while continually reflecting on changeless truth. Wow, I'm honoring the appearances of my friends that are here and my friends that have passed, and the experience of floods and devastation, and because that comes and goes, and the experience of people coming together in times of disaster and hardship. And in all of that, I know that I am sustained by the love of God. That which is that which is the true me, is always safe. Sustained by the love of God. I am sustained. I am sustained by the love of God. I am sustained. God transports me to perfect peace and safety. I place all my faith in the love of God within me. Eternal, changeless, unfailing love of God. By the love of God, I am sustained. I am sustained. By the love of God, I am sustained. The love of God transports me to perfect peace and safety. I place all my faith in the love of God within me. Eternal, changeless, unfailing love of God. I am sustained by the love of God. I am sustained. I am sustained by the love of God. I am sustained. The love of God transports me to perfect peace and safety. I place all my faith in the love of God within me. Eternal, changeless, unfailing love of God. I am sustained. I am sustained. I am sustained. Wow. Oh, thank you, Jan. Thank you. That is based on A Course in Miracles lesson number 50. I'm sustained by the love of God, and wow. The love of God transports me to perfect peace and safety. I place all my faith in the love of God within me, which is also in you. And that, when I see that in you, I am so solid, grounded. The community that knowledge builds is remarkable. I was sitting here last night and, having some crying moments and this, that, and the other. Some friends of mine 2.5 miles down the road pull up in my driveway, honk the horn, and go, like, come with us! We're going to an art show! And I'm like, wow, how about that? I'm not alone and friendless, And so we go to this art show, which is like a couple of miles up the road from where we live. So this is an incredible little community right here, and I'm getting to know it. And we go down this dirt road to this magical looking place with spires and columns and turrets, and it looks like a castle, and it's like just off the end of a dirt road. You can't even see it, And this isn't somebody's home, but they've turned it into an art gallery. And so there were these artists there, some from New York, some from local, displaying an incredible show. So as I'm mingling around, I'm meeting new people and, seeing that love, like really looking at folks through the eyes of love, and unexpected, like people I'm just meeting coming up and hugging me and, offering me kind words of support. And so I made a couple of new friends, and I'm really happy about that. Yeah, exactly. It is a great story. Like I'm like sitting here crying, and people come up in the driveway. Come with us. You're not alone and friendless. I'm just like, wow. So, I'm not so I'm allowing myself to feel what I feel, and if I'm on a roller coaster, that's okay. I'm not doing anything wrong. Sometimes I'm thinking, well, if I'm sad or I'm in grief or I'm having this problem or whatever, that I'm disappointing God. Now, that's something that I came to. Isn't that interesting? I'm disappointing God. There's like, what? Wow. Some of the things that, the ego wants you to dwell on, that's just crazy. Crazy stuff. And then I woke up this morning and looked at A Course in Miracles lesson before we had the homily. And I wanted to share that with you. Now, it's lesson 273 in Course in Miracles workbook. Lesson 273. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. Perhaps, just perhaps, perhaps we are now ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility. Wow. If this is not yet feasible, we are content and even more than satisfied to learn how such a day can be achieved. If we give way to a disturbance, let us learn how to dismiss it and return to peace, that peace like a river. We need but tell our minds with certainty The stillness of the peace of God is mine, and nothing can intrude upon the peace that God Himself has given to His Son. Father, your peace is mine. What need have I to fear that anything can rob me of what you would have me keep? I cannot lose your gifts to me. And so the peace you gave your Son is still with me in quietness and in my own eternal love for you. Wow. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. The hush of heaven holds my heart today, today. Oh Lord, how still, how quietly do all things fall into place. This is the day I understand I am free. I am free. There is no need for me to do anything. Peace is here, my heart and mind at rest. Your love is heaven, and your love is mine today. In the stillness, there is hope. It lights the way as I travel far to my certain goal of oneness with love, oneness with love. There is no doubt promised me, promised me the hush of heaven holds my heart today. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. Oh, thank you, Connie. Oh, wow. Just relishing in that stillness for a minute. So I'm just going to take another moment just in the silence, just to hear Spirit's guidance. Blessed be. So I feel very strongly to share from the Tao. I know we finished that class, but oh, hi Mike. Thanks for joining us. So glad you're here. So on my Wednesday night group that me and Glenn started many years ago, and we're continuing now. Of course, we study A Course in Miracles, the text in the workbook, but lately I've also been bringing to our Wednesday night class Regina's version of the Tao. And everybody's really getting a lot out of it and really enjoying it. And I think well, where we have been this week is on chapter 5 in the Tao, occurs without intention, and I just, I'm getting the sense that this particular chapter also folds into what we're talking about, and what Principle 5 is talking about, our core values and principles. We accept all forms as temporary appearances, permitted through enduring awareness of self. We live this value by honoring all appearances and all experiences while continually reflecting on changeless truth. So, chapter 5, Regina entitles it, Occurs Without Intention. The universe is not well-meaning. That takes my breath away right there. The universe is not well-meaning. It treats everything on earth like a straw dog. Not real. Temporary, right? Our core principle. You know? It arises and falls. We honor these appearances, but they arise and they fall. Sages are not well-meaning. I love that. They regard all people like straw dogs, not real, temporary. Isn't the space between heaven and earth like a bellows? It is empty and never changes. Yet it moves and heals and continually produces. You can talk about it excessively and still not be in harmony with it. That's So true. It's better to keep your heart centered. Wow. Wow, so many of these lines, whoa, they jump out at me. Isn't the space between heaven and earth like a bellows? It is empty and never changes, yet it moves and heals and continually produces. That's fascinating. It moves and heals and continually produces. So as I rise and fall with my feelings and, you know, you know how feelings are, they change constantly, but as I arise and fall, some, since I'm experiencing grief, I tend to think that's more important, and that will never rise and fall. I just, when I'm in it, I think it's just permanent. And I don't know if you've kind of been in that situation where you just feel like your feelings are everything and they're just permanent, but they're not. If I ignore it or push it down or get busy with something else, and then it'll come back to me. Whatever I'm feeling that I don't want to feel, it'll come back to me. So this space between heaven and earth gives me some insight here into this arising and falling of feelings. Wow, there's a space. There's a space between those feelings. And there's healing in that space. In the stillness, there is hope. In that space between heaven and earth, between the arising and the falling, perhaps, there's a peace right there. That peace like a river, that love like an ocean, that joy like a fountain is in that space. That empty space like a bellows, it never changes. And then this last piece, you can talk about it excessively and still not be in harmony with it, is really something I see in myself. I can talk about spiritual principles. Oh, I've got it, I've got it. I know what to do. I know how to handle everything. I can talk about it excessively and not be in harmony with it. So the practice for me, as she says in the last line, it's better to keep your heart centered. So let me pause for a moment for that. It is better to keep your heart centered. When my heart is centered, I can see that the arising will fall. I can see that I am safe. And that feelings are temporary, as is life, as are all material things. And in that centering, I can navigate it, because I'll know what to do and where to go. I'll listen to the voice that likes me. Yeah. Oh, goodness. So, I'm going to share another video with you. It's based on the old Christian hymn, Love Lifted Me. And it's from the goddess perspective, the divine feminine. And I feel like that's where the centering of my heart lies. So let me share this with you.
Oh, beloved, you are mother and father. You are friend and companion. You are riches. You are wisdom. You are the eternal divine guide. Twameva mata, chapita twameva. Twameva bandush, chasaka twameva. Twameva vidya, dravinam twameva. Twameva sarvam, mama deva deva. I was sinking in despair, far from the shore, feeling sorry for myself, sinking to rise no more. But the mighty Mama Deva heard my cry. From the waters lifted me, now safe am I. Love lifted me, oh love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me. All my heart to love I give, ever to grace I'll sing. In this presence daily live, ever to faith I'll cling. Love so mighty and so true merits my soul's best songs. Faithful, loving service to all life belongs. Twameva mata, chapita twameva. Twameva bandush, chasaka twameva. Toi meva vidia, dravinam toi meva. Toi meva sarvam, mama deva deva. Love lifted me, oh love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me. Love lifted me, oh love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me. Love lifted me, oh love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted
Ah, yay. Thank you, everybody. Well, it is 6 p.m. I will release the mic. Thank you for joining me. And remember to trust the voice that likes you. She will tell you that we are one, and she will tell you how to act like it. And I just want to say, I'm so grateful for you.